Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I have another Battlefield 3 weapons comparison video for you guys, and this week it's going to be on the M40A5 versus the SV98. Both are very powerful weapons. There isn't a lot of differences between them, but the subtle differences that they do have I will explain in the video, and hopefully this will give you a better understanding of both of them, and so that you can choose which you're going to favor on the battlefield. So the first footage that you are seeing right now is going to be of some M40A5 action, and at the end of the video it's going to switch on over to the SV98. So concerning weapon damage, I find that both weapons are actually quite similar. Both weapons do 75 damage at 1 meter. At medium range or 50 meters, the SV98 does 61 damage and the M40 does 60 damage, so only one point difference. And at long range, they both do 55 damage or at 100 meters. So really, when deciding which weapon to use, I really wouldn't base it off damage. For the most part, you should be going for headshots. So at any range, you get a headshot, they're going to die with one shot, one kill. So all of these damages that I'm reporting here are for body shots. So there really isn't a whole lot of differences, like I said. So you really shouldn't base it off weapon damage when you're deciding which weapon to choose. So one difference between the two weapons is their fire rate. So essentially, how long it takes for you to get the next shot off. For the SV98, it takes 1.2 seconds, and for the M40, it takes 1.1 seconds. So there really isn't a large difference. In some circumstances, it could be more beneficial if you need to take 2 shots in quick succession. The M40 may be more beneficial, but in most circumstances, and in most cases, you're really not going to notice a difference. So they are very similar in that regard. But if you do like to take quick shots or in quick succession, the M40 is going to be a better weapon for you. One very noticeable difference between the two weapons is their actual scope on the top of their weapon. I find that the M40, and you're going to see in this little clip here, is that it actually obstructs your view much larger than the SV98. So you're going to see I'm going to be running forward, and it really does block your vision. So I actually prefer the SV98 compared to the M40 for this main reason, that it's just, the scope is just so much larger and it just obstructs your vision. So if I'm scouting for individuals or if I'm just running forward, I just don't feel like I can see the environment as well with the M40. So I find this is actually the biggest complaint I have with the M40. Others may not think it's a big deal, but in my opinion, it is just a very annoying aspect of the M40, and so I normally stick with the SV98. As for reload times, the SV98 takes 2.5 seconds to 4 seconds to reload, and for the M40 it takes 2.5 to 3.5 seconds. So the M40 in that regard is a lot better. So if you get into a tight situation, you're out of ammunition, you need to reload, the M40 is going to probably save your life. A 1 second difference is very significant. So one small difference between the two weapons is their standard scopes, and while this really isn't that significant, the SV98 has a 7x optic zoom, and for the M40 it has an 8x optic zoom. So there really isn't a large difference there. It's really going to come down to preference and which one you prefer in certain situations, or which one you prefer in overall. I actually prefer not even using the standard scopes. I just stick with the 12x optic zoom scope. That's just my personal preference. So like I said, just try to, when deciding which one you prefer, just try out both and stick with the scope that you like the most. So lastly is bullet drop, which a lot of you guys appreciated in the last video, and to be completely honest, there really isn't a lot of difference between the two weapons regarding bullet drop. They both travel at pretty much the same speed or same velocity. The SV98 has a little bit less bullet drop compared to the M40, but I had to go way out into the boonies to try to see much of a difference between the two weapons. So in most circumstances, you are really not going to have to adjust the way you take someone out with the SV98 compared to the M40. But yeah, guys, this about wraps up the video. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a rating. And also, if you'd like to be notified of new videos from me, I recommend that you subscribe to my channel and also follow me on Twitter. But until next time, everyone, have a good one and take it easy.